Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week. Today we are building an ultra-modern home in Gibbi Point. I've been wanting to do an ultra-modern home build on this lot. Or actually, it's going to be a vacation rental, but I wanted to do a rental on this particular lot only because it has like these beautiful like turquoise blue waters, and your Sims can swim there, they can kayak, and I think this is like some kind of camp or something originally, but I wanted it to be more of like a private vacation rental. So it's a full-on house with 3 beds, 3 baths, a home office slash study. So I guess you could live here if you really wanted to. There's also a home gym that has weightlifting, a treadmill, and stationary cycling. So it took me forever to basically put the exterior together, to the point where I cut out a lot because it was just taking so long to put it together. And just to get into furnishing, I did cut some down and trim it a little bit just for time's sake, because otherwise it would have literally been probably a good 10 minutes of real time. Mind you that this is sped up. So 10 minutes sped up real time of me just working on this exterior of the build. But it is a very unique shape, I will say that. I did use glass roofs here. This part becomes the dining room and kitchen. There is a big glass roof over the center there, which that will become the stairwell to the second floor. I actually use the glass walls and create windows out of them using get together like the solid columns to kind of create some frames. And then the home gym has this really cool roof that has a hole in it. It's almost kind of like the roof is pulled back a bit, kind of like you could open it in a way, is what I was kind of going for, at least where the stationary bikes will become. But that end on the home gym also becomes open with like a railing and stuff. So you can basically cycle under the roof, but it is kind of open. So yeah, this is where I start with the glass walls and figuring out the way to get up to the second floor. I do kind of shuffle this around and pull some things back to create some more space, because I did want the staircase to be 2 tiles wide, but then I realized how our Sims is going to get to the living room, so we need, we do need to shift some things around here and kind of figure this out. I was shuffling some pieces here, trying to create a symmetrical kind of like overhang, because that is a external balcony. On the front here, you might see this little railing here, but I end up taking this away in the end because it was supposed to be another like balcony off the front, but to have a bedroom that has 2 balconies already, I thought that was a bit excessive. So it's basically just kind of like an open spot to the house. I don't know. It's not really anything. It's not accessible. It's just kind of like a bit of the roof. So now we are getting into some window placements and stuff like that. And then this is where I kind of cut out and we jump right into putting together the kitchen finally. So this is what we have. I created this giant island at first, but then I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't really want counters on the other side of the kitchen. So then I slimmed this down a bit. The fridge ends up going over on the other side there, but we have a stove and a sink and a dishwasher, a kettle, and I think that's it. The dining room table goes over the glass skylight area, which creates a nice shadowy effect. I do pick out this different fireplace. It's from one of the newer kits. I really love it. It's sleek and modern and it's perfect. I was thinking about using the Life and Death fridge here with like the glass and little ice maker, but I didn't want to use that only item, so you would need that expansion for that only item. So I took it out and used the Home Chef Hustle fridge and stove, so that works out. I also wanted to use the pizza oven, so I created this like little like grill area out back there with just a countertop that your Sims could prep on if they so wanted to, and then they can cook their pizza. In the center here, this little grassy bit that's kind of surrounded by the house, and then the little like wooden dock, that will become a fire pit later with some chairs. It's kind of like tucked in the middle there, but I thought it was a nice use of space there, and it's visible from the house. We're now doing some lighting and making it nice and bright on the interior, and just trying to figure it all out. Pretty much the floor plan stays the same. I don't think much changes from here on out, but yeah. Hope you had a great week. It's been a good week so far. Can't really complain. This house took forever to put together. I don't know why, but it really just did, especially with furnishing and then landscaping. I kind of tied it more into the world, but We'll see that a bit later in the video, but now I'm just choosing some neutral like wall colors. So we have like this soft blue room down here, which becomes the home office. Then we have this beautiful primary suite wing, if you will, that has these beautiful like glass wall windows. And then we have a pink kind of like girl bedroom, and then a like a teen's bedroom. That's what I kind of imagine them and style them as. This is the primary bedroom, and then these are the other two bedrooms. And they will get their own like styles as we come back. I just kind of put some placeholder like beds, which do become the actual furnishings in the end. So yeah, and if you do want to grab this house, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Here is the gallery listing. I just called it Gibbi Lake Rental. I was thinking of calling it like White Tides Rental, but the lake itself doesn't really have like waves. It just has like shimmering waters, and I've already used shimmering sands for the actual like kind of like a getaway build that I did a little while ago here on the channel. So it's like I don't really know what else to do. So I just called it Gibbi Lake Rental. I thought that was kind of nice because it is kind of like a lake essentially, but it's the blue part of the lake. Now we're creating a custom vanity in the primary bathroom. I went for black and white in here. Lowered the mirrors down a little bit because I always feel like they're just a tad too high, and it looks nicer. Then we have the tub in the front of the window here. And then we have two double showers in between the ginormous window. This is like a really beautiful bathroom. I really like how it turned out in the end. It's really nice. And it is exclusive to the primary suite. We are now doing like a wardrobe bookshelf kind of mismatch over here. And we do put some clothes and stuff. This is Dream Home decorator items, just to kind of create like an open wardrobe thing. It's really nice. I didn't really clutter it up too much. Didn't really put too much else in there because I liked that the books of different colors kind of already filled the space and brought some color into the room. Then we use this nice area rug. We're back down to the dining room for a bit because I was finding like different pictures and bits and pieces I wanted to use. This is a architect's drawing table, which I put in the home office area, and then there will become a computer and stuff in there. So that'll be kind of added in later. This is the front sitting room, which has a beautiful fireplace, much like the living room, but the living room takes it a step further. I add these custom black like shelving bits that kind of surround the fireplace. Same fireplace, but I use the like little shelf piece from Sleek Bathroom Kit to kind of create a custom like mantle, if you will. But it's really nice, and I thought it would kind of differentiate a little bit from the sitting area to the main living space. So this is kind of where I was figuring out what to go in here. And I do know I wanted a frame TV, so we do pick that one, but I thought it was so tiny over the fireplace. So I did use Toolmod to increase it just a little bit in size because it just seems to fit a bit better. And that's actually a TV, so it is quite nice to have. And then this is the custom mantle going together. I kind of liked it. I kind of cluttered it up a little bit, but not too much. I wanted everything to be kind of clean, open, airy, but still have some decorations and clutter. Kind of like somebody lives here permanently, but they just kind of rent it out. Kind of like an Airbnb. Should we call it a SimBnB maybe? But yeah. Anyway, so that is kind of what I was thinking here. So obviously this would be someone's house, but could also be yours if you changed the lot type. If you really do want to live here. I mean, I would want to live here, so... but I do plan to take my Sims here and just kind of vacation for a couple of days. I think it would be a great vacation home. I'm trying to create this custom unit here right now, and I was trying to use like cabinets from Home Chef Hustle, but I just couldn't figure it out. And then in the end, I did just kind of shorten it a bit, and we used this like black shelving from Home Chef, and then just some uppers and put some more clutter around. I was thinking about like a bar or something over here, but then I was like, I don't really want to use a bar. If there was like a nice small one that didn't really look like a bar, maybe like the glow bar would have been good, I guess. But either way, doesn't need to be there. We don't have it. And this is where the office is going together. And I was going to put the desk in front of the window, but then I was like, I don't really want to see it from the outside. So we kind of tuck it on the other wall there. This could also double as another bedroom or a nursery if you do need it. So it's a great little space. But yeah, I just figured 3 bedrooms is probably enough for now. But if you do need another bedroom, the option exists. It also has a little bathroom here. And these doors are kind of hidden in this little hallway space with an archway. just because I didn't want the doors kind of in the living space, like showing in the living space anyway. So create a nice little arched hallway here. And then this is just a small little 3-piece bathroom going together. And I did size down the towels to make them look like little hand towels or maybe rags or something, washcloths. Yeah. Then we put a piano in front of the window here because what better use of the space over here? We didn't need any more seating or anything like that. So that is what we did over there. And then the back part of the living space is just the open doors, which I believe are from the Desert Luxe kit. Now we're putting together the girls' bedroom, which I kind of imagine they're like a content creator. So I do this custom vanity table over here with like makeup and nail polish and things like that. It's not functional, it's purely decorative, but I just thought it looked so cool and something to do kind of like this little narrow vanity. But I did put that like tall like circle light in front of the window because I imagined they would like sit there and create content. Also, I did put a painting easel up here because I would think that they were very creative, so they might be showcasing their paintings on social media. At least that's what I was thinking in my head. So I thought it was quite nice, like at least like showing them painting or something like that. Like they'll like move the easel over in front of the windows and then just get some extra lighting and just paint, I guess. I don't know. It sounds like a nice story, but now that I think about it, it's like, is it really? Is it though? I don't know. But I think it's all right. It works for what it is. We do add some windows on the back wall where the little lights are that go across, because I just felt like it needed something back there to kind of break it up a little bit. Otherwise, it just looked basically like lights and wood, which, I mean, it's a nice touch in the end, but I liked adding some windows there. It just made the bedroom feel a little nicer, but also it added something to this side of the house, so I put this bedroom together, and then I totally forgot about the access to this side of like the roof or like the balcony area. So I'm like, so we have to add a sliding door in this bedroom, which maybe not the best thing, but it is what it is. We do a nice computer in here as well, kind of like just to have another one instead of just being in the office. But yeah, this is where I was like, we don't have a door yet. So yeah, well, at least I didn't figure it out yet. I do go back to that. But I am putting the bathroom together, which is a hallway bath, which is just a shower, toilet, and a sink. And then I add windows to this bathroom because I felt like it just needed something. But the cool part is the shower is kind of like in the windows. I was going to carry it around the corner, but I hate how it looks on the outside where it'll connect and look seamless on the inside, but it doesn't do that on the exterior. The same thing happened in the dining room too, but I was like, okay, well, we'll just ignore it there. But in the bathroom, I just couldn't do it. We do this nice mirror feature in the primary bedroom behind the fireplace, and I think it's nice. It kind of reflects the room a bit and just makes it feel a bit more spacious, even though it's like already massive, but I feel like it just kind of elevates it a little bit, if you will. And then we're doing some paintings in the hallway spaces, trying to figure out how to decorate them a bit. And then I do a railing for safety, obviously, also because it needed it. And then I'm just trying to find something to tuck in the corner there on the fireplace, but I didn't clutter up the mantle or anything. I kept it very clean. We had a burglar alarm in 2 spots, just in case, just also for accessibility reasons too. Like you can just use that burglar alarm. We're now working on the home gym, which I was trying to figure out what door to use. So we settled on this black door, and then there's an archway going out to where the stationary bikes will be. I used the same color on the exterior of the house. Well, same wallpaper that I used on the exterior of the house, but in a different color. And this is when I realized about the door. So yeah, we do just quickly shuffle some furniture around and add some 2 loungers underneath that bit of overhang roof. And then yeah, I had 2 stationary bikes separately. There's not an instructor's bike, so your Sims can just use these independently without like an instructor. We had some archery off to the side there, a punching bag, and then a treadmill and some weights. And we also add a telescope on the one end of the deck. And then we do have to flip these I was going to say switch, but flip these kayaks around because the ladder that I wanted to add to this little like dock bit would only work on the other side, at least properly. I mean, you could have placed it with move objects, but it probably wouldn't have worked, right? So I was like, I want it to be functional. So we do swap it to the other side, which is okay. Because then the lounge chairs that I put out there face the opposite way. So you don't really see Sims kayaking if you're like lounging out there. We do the same kind of feature with the windows here on the home gym like we do on the main house, just using some glass walls and some columns for frames. And then we just add a step up into little garage space, home gym space. Jeez, I actually did want to put a garage on here, but I thought that would be kind of silly because there's no roads in this world. Everything is like dirt paths. So I decided against a garage, but that's probably why I almost just called it a garage. It kind of does look like a garage over there, doesn't it? A little bit, maybe. I was going to put a fence out front here, but we do end up taking the fence out in the end. I just wanted the lot to be seamless. I also didn't connect any kind of paths because, once again, there's no sidewalks, no roads, so it's all just kind of like dirt path. So I just terrain painted stone, at least in the front of the house, and then over to the gym. And that's about the extent of terrain painting. I did add some sand around the blue water closer to the house to kind of make it look more beachy instead of like this dirt. But we are now matching the landscaping to the surroundings as much as possible. I didn't go overboard. I think it's quite a nice balance. And there's still plenty of space at the front of the lot. But this lot, quite honestly, was probably a bit too big for the house. I probably could have, settled on a smaller lot, but it's the only lot size that was here. So unfortunately, that's it, at least with this beautiful blue water. So just trying to find some of the stuff. It took me forever to find some of the grasses. And then I realized that the palm trees were base game. There was no actual like palm trees that came with Adventure Awaits. And then we do some shrubs on the front of the build, but that's really it. I don't do any kind of flowers or anything like that. I just kind of use a lot of the palm trees and a lot of the different trees that kind of surround the lot in the world to kind of fill it all in and make it kind of blend in nicely with the surroundings. And I think it really does. It does a really nice job. I was going to put sad little chairs out here, but then I thought this is the perfect place for the loungers instead. So yeah, this is where I was trying to fiddle with the ladder, and then I was like, oh, it only places on the other side. I guess we'll just swap everything. So we do that, and I think it's all right. It's fine. Doesn't matter either way. It's still usable, still functional, and still something for Sims to do, kayaking. So then I fill in the fire pit area with some of this stone, and then I just carry the stone in a square shape all around and just kind of square off to the gym. And that's really, I was thinking of connecting it, but I'm like, no, it looks dumb. So we're not going to do it. We're just going to just leave it like that. And now we're doing some sand kind of around the dock, and then just a little bit up onto the sides of the house here and where the picnic table is. But that's really it. So yeah, we are almost into screenshots because the build is finally complete. But here is the finished Gibbi Lake Rental. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I really love the black and white contrast, and I just love the interior, the furnishings. It's very clean, modern, definitely a really nice vacation rental, I'll say. It's 108,734 simoleons, which is like holy moly, which to rent is like 1,000 simoleons a day. So be warned if you do decide to take your Sims here. But if you want to live here, that would be the price as well. And I only use 14 packs in total. But of course, the gallery listing that I mentioned previously in the video will tell you everything that you need. And my EID is just TheSimified. So you can go grab this build as well as any other builds that I have created here on the channel. But yeah, this is the dining space, flipping back around to the kitchen space and kind of the front entrance. And then this is the beautiful living room. I really love that custom mantle with the sleek bathroom shelving kit and the black and white. It's kind of like brought some of the outside in and some of the color themes. This is the upstairs hallway area, and then this is the view out there. It's just so beautiful, that water. I love the color, but it's just a solid glass wall and a glass roof. And then we have the other bedroom here, and then we flip around into the little hallway bath, which the shower kind of sticks out of the window there, as you see, but still is cool. And then this is what I imagined the teen girl's bedroom to be, and great corner window views. And then this is the beautiful primary bedroom, which I went for kind of like a creamy yellowy color, very calming, I think. It's very nice. And then this is the bathroom off of the primary bedroom, which has the full tub and double showers and just everything. It's really beautiful. This is the fire pit and pizza oven area, and then there's the telescope and kind of the continuation into the living room. This is the lounging bit and kayaking, and then we zip around into the home gym really quick. But that's all I had for this build. I do hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.